What up, YouTube? My name is Cheryce. Welcome to Reese TV. Glad that you're here. And welcome to another episode of Makeup News, where I do my makeup as I give the news. And I'm really proud of myself. I've kept up this routine, and even though there's not that many of you who watch it, for those of you who have, thank you. But I might start to not post every day or every time I'm doing my makeup. I might start posting every Tuesday and Thursday. That is my current idea, but I will keep you posted if something changes. But that is my idea moving forward past Christmas. And since this is, or most likely, my last episode before Christmas, I am going to do a makeup inspired by the Queen of Christmas herself, Mariah Carey. And so, let's get into it. So, today's news I found interesting. GTA leaker got life in a hospital prison. Why do I keep on forgetting to put on this thing? But anyway, GTA leaker got life in a hospital prison. Now, I had no idea about this situation. Actually, I'm going to start with my eyes. I saw another YouTube video where the person started with their eyes first, and actually they did shadow first. So I'm going to do shadow. So Aaron Cottage, a 18-year-old hacker who leaked GTA 6 clips, has been sentenced to life in a hospital prison. Now, headlines are reporting that it's life in a hospital prison. However, he was actually sentenced to an indefinite order. What that means is that every 6 months, he's gonna be reevaluated to see whether or not he is still a threat. Oh, yellow journalism. Okay, so for those who did not know, I actually have a degree in print journalism, and I just didn't pursue it. But every time I see false reporting, it makes me want to just grab my pen again and start reporting, because this is ridiculous, right? Especially with the Jonathan Majors case. Like, they were reporting one thing and we found out it was another. But of course, those people who really wanted him to be guilty, they thought that he was guilty. And it was just a shame. Just why do you call this journalism? But it's easy for me to be a backseat driver, right? Because I don't have an editor breathing over my neck telling me what I can report and what the headline will be. So I understand the struggle. But another thought in my head was that this kid is just 18. Like, why would he get life? And yes, I say kid, even though he is 18. I count anybody who I could actually give birth to a kid. Just for context, I am 38 years old and I started spotting. And for those who don't know what spotting is, that's when kind of like your period is trying to start but not really starting. So I started spotting, and this might be TMI, when I was 9, and then it was full flow at 11. I remember distinctly running to my mom and saying, "Hey, Mom, this is what's going on." And she was like, "Oh, let me tell your brother to go out for pads for you." So my brother did a pad run for me, and that was my first period story. And so I don't remember thanking my brother at that time, but if you're watching, Julian, thank you so very much for doing my first pad run. Any case, I didn't know about this hacker before the sentencing, but apparently this guy hacked Rockstar at a hotel using just an Amazon Fire TV stick and his phone while under police protection. Apparently, he was under police protection for another hacking event, and they took his laptop, but they didn't take his phone. Like, this is something like straight out of a movie. Like, it reminds me of that one scene in Lord of the Rings where the guards take everything from Gandalf except for his staff. Like, he's a wizard. You know he's a wizard. Why didn't you take away his staff? That's just stupid. And so here you are, you have a techno wizard and you don't take away his phone? What the heck? Who does that? I swear, like, if I know that you are really, really good with hacking, I'm taking all electronics away. Like, you'll be lucky to have a rotary phone. Okay, so we're on the eyes, and you know how I am about my eyes, so, like, you know, I cannot talk and do my eyes at the same time. Just trust the process. Like, in the mirror, this looks really weird. But when I look in my camera, it doesn't look weird. I'm literally just going to a dance lesson, and I just hope that my dance teacher doesn't find it weird that my eyes look this way. It's like, yeah, I'm extra glamorous just for our dance lesson. Ugh. But anyway, I also plan on auditioning for a local theater version of First Date. I feel bad because I've never heard of First Date before now, and it seems so fantastic. Like, where have you been all my life? So I might do that audition tonight, or I just might do some more recon for it, because I want to make sure that I am the best, that I just didn't throw something together. So I think my eyes are good. So next up for bid are my eyebrows. And now that we're on my eyebrows, we can continue to talk a little bit more, because yeah, it's always just around my eyes that it's just like, oh my god, you can't keep your hands steady and talk at the same time. Like, who do you think you are? And so the next thing I wanted to talk about is JoCat walking away from YouTube. Now, if you're like me and you didn't know who JoCat is a YouTuber who got famous on YouTube for his animated videos. I haven't looked at all of them, but the one that I did look at, the one that has caused him to walk away, is a banger. It is awesome. But apparently he is walking away because people found it cringy, even though it has more likes than dislikes, which is strange to me. He also cited that people are doxing him and that people are giving him death threats. Like, really? Death threats? Over a video about how he likes girls? Oh, by the way, it is a parody of Boys from Lizzo. And Lizzo goes over how she likes all men. So the question is, if you find his version cringy, do you also find Lizzo's version cringy? And if you don't find it cringy, then there's a double standard. And maybe, just maybe, you need to look at yourself and stop hating on this dude. Another thing I've been doing lately is staying away from everything Disney or Disney adjacent, which has been a little bit hard because every time I want to study acting, I watch a movie, I watch a show, and I typically go straight to Hulu or Disney Plus because I get that included with my Verizon package. So lately, I haven't felt right with watching anything Disney or Disney adjacent. It was my first thought when crap hit the fan about Jonathan Majors to just not watch anything Marvel, but every time I tried to just watch something just Disney adjacent, then I felt a little bit bad. And so I kind of just started watching other streaming services, whatever that I can find for free, like Tubi. And it's okay. I mean, there are ads. I don't like ads. I mean, of course, I could just pay for services. I mean, with WB and Paramount talking about merging, I can pay for the service and just be done with it. A streaming service I've been thinking about going to is Peacock for 3 reasons. All of the Harry Potter films are on Peacock. Young Rock is on Peacock, and Yellowstone is on Peacock. Now, of those 3, I actually really care about Young Rock, and I care about Harry Potter. Yellowstone is definitely something I'm just watching to study acting, because Yellowstone has been said to be the new Game of Thrones. And I'm in an area where Yellowstone casting is big. Now, the likelihood of me getting on Yellowstone is very much small because of my complexion. I mean, I've watched a couple of episodes and I probably have counted maybe two black people. So it's like, do I even have a shot on Yellowstone? Speaking of more Mariah Carey, I was thinking about going with this girl right here. I've worn this girl to my cosplays of Chitara, and I also cosplayed as Android 18, and all I did was just kind of put her hair back a little bit more so that it could look short in the front. But anyway, I'm just hoping that my hair does not come apart as I'm dancing. Doesn't look bad, but yeah, it does look like really fabulous. But I mean, Mariah Carey is fabulous. It's like, I don't want a lot for Christmas, but there is just one thing I need. I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. I just want you for my own, more than you would ever know. Make my wish come true. Ooh, all I want for Christmas is you. Yeah, I got my Mariah Carey on right now. And I know this teacher, he loves to dip me. So I need a wig that can dip. I almost feel like Shakira. I want the light, don't lie in the front of the field, boy. Okay, I'm just trying to style it at this time. It looks good. It's like, it's not necessarily how she would wear it. Or no, it would. It's like 1990s Mariah Carey, right? So I think I'm done. Well, tell me what you think about what we talked about today. What did we talk about today? We talked about the 18-year-old hacker. We talked about JoCat. And we talked about how I am boycotting Disney. It kind of hurts because I really want to be a part of Disney. This is what I want to happen. If Disney were to call me, which is not likely, but if Disney were to call me while they are still at odds with Jonathan Majors, I really want to find a way to get in contact with Jonathan Majors and ask him for his blessing before I say yes. That's what I want to happen, because I really don't want to mess up my career. I don't want to be blackballed, but I do want to take a stand. I do feel like this was wrong of Disney to go this direction. I do hope that they pick him up some other kind of way. I feel like them saying no to King and then saying yes to something else for Jonathan Majors would make sense. Like, don't say no to Jonathan Majors forever. Let him act. He is a really good actor who found himself in a really, really bad position. Like I said, as a person who has dealt with emotional and verbal abuse, I completely understand his mindset. I understand the bouts of courage. Like, honestly, I feel like she set him up with that recording. Like, she caught him at that time of courage, because you only have like these little bits of courage and then you feel small again. Like, that other person makes you feel small again. And so you have to find that bit of courage and then go at that person while you still have it. My first boyfriend, he refused to let me go. Every time I said, hey, this is not working, let's break up, he denied me breaking up with him. And it wasn't until December that he let me go. And I remember the phone call. I remember him laughing at me as he said, well, yeah, you can go. Like I was this insignificant thing. And yes, he was older than me. He was 2 years older than me. I had just turned 16 when I met him that summer. And yeah, he let me go, and he was just laughing at me over the phone. So when it comes to the text messages that came before March, every time I hear somebody reference those texts, it's like, did you know that came before March? Like, they keep on talking like it came at the same time of March. It didn't. And those texts seems like it was missing context. Ever since those texts came out, I've been thinking about my ex-boyfriend and how those texts could have happened. Like, I can imagine that those texts could have happened saying, yeah, you don't care about our relationship or how it looks. And no matter what, they're going to think bad of me. Now, that's that bout of courage. And then I can also imagine that there was a conversation in between you don't understand and the texts that talk about offing himself. It really, really does sound like there was a conversation that she was kind of pushing him, that she was saying that he is a monster, he shouldn't be living, and X, Y, and Z. Like, those words, it sounds like something that she said to him first. And then he started just contemplating like his worth. And he just got into a really, really, really dark place. Like, I can understand being in a dark place. Everybody, I feel, gets there. And that's why therapy is needed. But I can imagine he just got into a really, really, really dark place after she said how he's a monster and blah, blah, blah. And then he just talked about offing himself. And then she's, just like my ex, saying, you shouldn't talk like that. Like, where else should I go with this conversation? You literally just told me that I'm this and that and the other, that I don't deserve to live. And then when I regurgitate that back to you, then you're like, oh no, you can't talk like that. That's the conversation I hear. But anyway, I just went off rambling. Like I don't have anywhere else to go, which I do. I have a dance lesson to get to. So I'm gonna leave. And I am excited to hear what you have to say about all the subjects. And I hope that you have a blessed holiday. If you celebrate Christmas like I do, I hope that you have a happy Christmas and a happy New Year. And I will catch you later. Goodbye. 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 Goodbye.